Hello guys, today we're going to talk about reading input from console and reading number from the keyboard and also the augmented assignment operators. So let's get started. Of course you've learned last time how like uh, we print out and how we use the system.out to display any message. When we read from the keyboard we will use system.in and I'll show you later. And this is actually, we use a class called scanner from a package called utility. So this is the way that we call the class scanner, and then we call it, we create object from this class. You can call it input, you can call it key, so you call it whatever you want. And this is the way actually we create object from the class. So scanner input equal new scanner, and then we use the system.in. Okay, so let's go to the NetBeans and see how we're gonna use those. So first we have to, let's first, I'll show you. We call the class scanner input equal new scanner system.in. So as you can see here, it's highlighted as an error because we don't include the package. So we have to import the package, and the way we import the package, actually we import a bit after the package name and before the class. So we import java.util dot, as you can see here, all the libraries, so all those classes inside the package util. So either we can like put asterisk, which is gonna include all the classes in this package, and as you can see here, the error gun, or we can just call the specific class that we want to use, which is scanner. And as you see also, it's already the error gun. And let's put here a message to let the user enter his input, print line, then let's say enter number. This is the first part. Now we create the object from the class scanner, and we use the system.in to read from the keyboard. Right now we will learn how to read numbers, okay? And of course also you've learned last time there's like a many different forms of storing the variables, integer or double or byte. So let's see here, and also I'm gonna leave a table of all. I'll show you. So this table actually shows you all the numbers and how we read it from the keyboard. So let's say that the byte will be next byte, next short, next int, next long, next float, next double. Let's say we're gonna read integer, but we have to first declare the variable and then we will assign it. So let's declare a variable integer, and we call it num equal. We can initiate it with give it like a 0 or like any number, or we can leave it like that, and then we will read it from the keyboard as I showed you in the table. So it will be num, the variable, equal. We will use this input, okay, the object that we created, input dot, as also you can see here, it's everything appears. You wanna like insert byte or integer, so we're gonna use integer. So next int, and then let's print out the num after we assign the variable on it. So let's system dot out dot print line, and then we print this variable num. Let's run the program and see what's gonna happen. So enter number, so let's enter 5. Let's put here a message to show you the difference. The number you entered is okay. So if you remember that we put the any string between the double quotation, and then if we gonna have like display a message with like a string and a variable right next to it, so we use plus. Okay, and let's run it. Let's run it again. Enter the number. Let's go enter 10, and then as you see here, the number you enter is 10. If you wanna like have space or something, so you have to put it right here in a string, then 4. As you see, the number you enter is 4. I hope you guys understand how we create the object input, or whatever like we can call it, object from like class scanner, and how we read the numbers. Of course, this is integer. If you wanna like let's say read double, so let's say double num2, and then instead of like reading as an integer, so we can say num2 equal, instead of next int, so we'll use next double. Okay, and again let's run it. Let's enter number 4.6, and also I told you then the difference between integer and double, so the double has a decimal, so as you see here. Now we are going to talk about the augmented. So what the augmented, guys? Augmented assignment operators. Of course, you know that when we use the variable, actually we can modify it and we can reassign another value to this variable. Okay, so let's say we have a variable count over here. Okay, so we can assign this count plus 1. So when we increment this variable, so we reassign another value to this variable. Okay, so we can use it as this format, count equal count plus 1. But with the augmented here, actually we can use it in a simple way. And instead of count equal count plus 1, so we can write it down as the way you can see it over here, count plus equal 1. Okay, so the augmented, actually it's allowed the combine assignment, okay, and the addition operator using an augmented. Okay, so we can assign the plus and equal, okay, combined together to reassign this value. Let's see example over here. Let's say we will remove this. Let's say we're gonna let the user enter 5, and then when we print out, we will print out double of this number. Okay, so let's say we will read integer. Okay, and then we will say the double of the number is okay. We can either put it over here or here. So now it's already, we read the number, and then we can assign a new, so plus equal, not gonna be plus equal, so we want to print, we want to double, so it will be num times equal num, and then let's run it, and then we enter, let's say number 5, and as you see here, the double of the number is 25. So I hope you guys can see it, num times equal num. Okay, so this is the way that instead of write it, so this should be like that, number or num equal num times num. So this is the normal format, but this is the augmented format. Okay, So I hope you guys, you can see the difference. Let's say we want to increment, so it will be num plus equal 1 if we want to increment by 1. Again, we enter 6, and then you see double of the, sorry, we should change this. The number incremented by 1 is, let's run it. Let's put 8. Number incremented by 1, 9. Okay, so you guys understand what the difference between, like, when we put like the variable in a norm, like just normal format or augmented format. So this is actually the way it should be. I hope you guys understand it. Please practice, and see you next lecture. Thank you so much.